Hello, Costello says, will it cost too much to send in 5 years? Um, this is kind of a longer discussion, I think, in terms of the fees on Bitcoin. I got a different opinion than a lot of people on this. And I was listening to a guy by the name of Bob Burnett. He was on Preston Pish's show a couple weeks ago. And I was actually going to do this, watch the whole show on the Living in the Future tier, but it's like an hour and a half. And I don't know if people really want to sit through that. But he was talking about how he thinks the transaction fees are going to be going up over time. And mining, obviously the miner rewards, the mining subsidy is going to go down. But he thinks that it's always going to be kind of where it is today in terms of if the mining subsidy goes down, the transaction fees are going to go up in the same amount. So let's say that a block subsidy right now is, let's look, we'll just dive into this a little bit. I do want to have a full discussion on this, I think, tonight or soon. But for now, let's just look at this. So if you go to mempool.space, you can actually see the breakdown of every block. And so it says the total fees. So this last block, there was 0.26 of a Bitcoin paid in transaction fees. So every transaction on layer one, you pay a transaction fee. All of those transaction fees go towards the miner who mined that block. With that, right now comes a subsidy of 6.25 Bitcoin. So the total for this last block was 6.51 Bitcoin. And so Bob's theory on this is that over time, the subsidy is going to go down, but the fees are going to go up in that sense. So the subsidy total fees for both, he thinks it's going to be about 6 Bitcoin every block. I don't think that's going to be the case. And the reason I say that is because since Bitcoin originated back in 2009, the reason why the incentives for miners to keep going is because the fiat price continues to increase over time. As the network grows, as the adoption grows, the fiat price of Bitcoin grows as well. And so that's what's keeping their mining facilities in operation. They have to pay their electricity bills. So I think that the fees will probably stay the same. This is kind of my theory on it. So in 10 years from now, I think the fees are probably going to be about the same in terms of 21 sats per VByte on average. But think about what that's going to cost, because I'm somebody who believes that the sat dollar parity is going to happen where $1 equals 1 sat. And so that if you're thinking in those terms, that's going to cost you $21 per VByte. So it is going to still be very expensive to send Bitcoin, but the actual transaction fees in terms of Bitcoin will not change. Because as the price goes up, their revenue goes up with that in terms of fiat. And so that's kind of my theory on it. I don't think that the fees are going to continue to go up over time. I think the fiat price is going to continue to go up over time, but the actual price in Bitcoin should stay the same. And that's why we have such an advantage now in terms of fees, in terms of different things like the AI stuff. If you're somebody who's learning how to pay the AI in Bitcoin right now, and you're holding Bitcoin, think about how much future leverage you're going to have with that compared to people who don't have any Bitcoin right now. They're going to be paying the Bitcoin cost, same as you, but you got it at a much better rate originally.